Hello everyone, my name is Fahada and today is day 18 of Veda, and today's question is, who inspires me in dance? So this is a little bit of a tricky question because there are, I have a whole playlist of dance performances that I find inspirational in some way. I really love how they use a particular prop, or how they move to the music. And I did make off the top of my head a quote-unquote short list, which consisted of 13 different dancers that I know. A lot of their performances are on there, or I've seen it in person, and their particular performance they did was really moving to me. And so I have a short list, and I will link them down below, and if there's anyone that I think of that I've maybe missed, then I will also add them. So on there, first thing is my former teacher Hayat. When I was her student, a lot of times both for warm-up and cool-down, she'd do improv dancing and she'd have us follow her for that, and I found that really inspirational, particularly when I was choreographing myself back then, and to the point where there was I think one of the last times I choreographed when I was taking technique classes with her, a couple of the other my troop mates and a couple of the other students were yeah, you dance a lot like Hayat. And a lot of that was because she was kind of my inspiration when I was choreographing, because I would kind of connect to the music the same way that she would, or at least the way that she would show us, if that kind of makes sense at all. From there, obviously, when I talked about when I started, why I started belly dance, Didem, the Turkish dancer, is obviously an inspiration, and I still watch her performances and her more recent performances, as recent as it is. There's also Jennifer of Orlando. I have quite a few of her performances on there, and I've always really loved her dance style, and I also have a few of her on-demand workshops as well that I go over periodically. So I have Shahrazad, which I've taken quite a few of her classes as well, and some of her classes that she has now that she teaches online, and she's great. And there was one in particular performance. It's an older one. She's in a green costume, and she does this really cool thing where she's shimmying, and then her whole abdomen is shaking with it, and it just looks really cool and amazing. And that was kind of the first performance I saw of hers, and yeah. But Shahrazad as well. I also have Marta Korzun, which I started watching her videos and was liking her performances before I even took workshop with her. And that was I thought that was great. I really loved that I had been admired her, and then had the opportunity to learn from her for a weekend, and that was great. Also on my list is Mahila El Helwa. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. I didn't know about her until I took some workshops with her, and after that I've been following along with her career, and she was really good. She's if I had the opportunity to travel to where she is to learn from her, I would do that. She was that good. She left that much of an impression on me from her teaching. And then also Esmeralda, which if you haven't seen any of her dances, you should. I'm not entirely sure what her last name is, because I didn't have it written down. It's also not going to be English, and then I might butcher it. But I also really loved a lot of her performances. She wears a turban a lot of times when she dances, which is also a little different, and she looks amazing, and she dances amazingly. And then here in the States, there is Amarita, which I'm probably saying wrong, and I will link her down below. She's a primarily Greek-style dancer, up in, I want to say Baltimore, but it might be Boston, and I don't remember which. Oops. But I don't remember exactly how I stumbled across her. It might have been her blog, but I've been following her performances since then as well. Then we have Valeric, who is in Florida, and I started, it was actually also, after workshop, but I started following her, and I do really love her performances, and I love the kind of energy she brings. Same with Orit, who teaches Sharki. She brings seeing it both in person and then also watching her online perform is really great. I love the style that she has and brings to it. It's very, I don't want to say it is it both is athletic, but then also has like a different energy, and then knowing that she's also around my height is super interesting to see how she like covers the stage like that. And then here in North Carolina, there is, well, technically one's not North Carolina. Chudney's not up in Virginia, and I've seen her perform quite a few times, particularly at the Pyramid Road showcases. I'd seen her. It's one of the first couple times I saw her dance, and she was like amazing, and I really loved her performances. And I do watch them also on YouTube since then, the ones that she has up. And then here in North Carolina, there is Aisha, who recently moved slightly closer. I also first saw her at the Pyramid Road showcases, and then have watched her since, and she does quite a few different like videos also on Instagram, and I really love her style of dancing. We have Jackie. I don't know if she goes by a particular last name. I would just be Bellydance by Jackie. Her dancing feels different, but in like a fun way. Like it's like it seems like she's at home in a way that I'm not sure how to explain. I don't know how to explain that, but I do really love her performances. And the only person I haven't said yet is Lee, who's the only non-Middle Eastern style dancer on the list. And I have like adored Lee's performances for a long time, and there's one that I like pushing out to people in particular, and that was actually one of the like last times that I know of a lot of people performed in 2020. It was like early 2020, and in person it had like a lot of like oomph, because you could really feel that she was like feeling the music, and like I was there, and like I had like cried. Like it was so beautiful. And so I'll also link that one down below as well. But yeah, that's particular dancers who I find inspiring, at least relatively recently. There's like random off performances of dancers who don't have a lot online, or that I'm not particularly familiar with, that I've just found like here's a one-off performance, or here's like one or two. I do have like a private list, like playlist of like a bunch of different performances, and there's like 25 performances on there, I think, that like I go back to a lot. But yeah, so that is my list of people who inspire me in dance, and there's probably more people than that, but I'm mostly referring to like performances and performing versus just like them in general as a human being. So do you have anyone who inspires you in your niche or career? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to join us or find both mine and those people's social media, you can find those in the description box. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.